What's going on? Born for Sports. The New York Giants with the upset win in Seattle today. Great team win today. We're going to talk about that. I'm just happy and excited they got a dub today. Honestly, coming into this game with the injury situation we had, I wasn't really too feeling great about this game, but I felt like if they played a certain way, they could hang in and probably steal this one. And to be honest, this Giant team basically dominated this game. They dominated this game. Let's be honest. Okay. After the first drive of the game, they moved the ball, had a good drive, went all the way down. I think it was like a 15, 16 play drive, ate up the whole first quarter drive, a first quarter clock on the first drive. And then after the inexplicable damn fumble by Eric Gray, we'll get to that in a little bit. And they scored that touchdown and ran it back to go up 7-0. The Giants pretty much took care of business in this game, man. They took care of business in this game. And let's be honest, Seattle, they were a big favorite in this game, I believe. They at home. That's a hostile environment to go out there and go win that game. I'm not here to say Seattle's a great team, but they're really tough to beat at home, especially when they're clicking. And with the kind of start that game had when we inexplicably fumbled at the goal line, they ran that back 100 yards, had all the momentum. I thought the Giants played really well after that, man. Really well after that. And the game ball has to go to Daniel Jones and Tyrone Tracy, in my opinion. Daniel Jones had a very good game today. Very good game today, I thought. Listen, and Tyrone Tracy as well, okay, who I'll get to in a second. But let's talk about Daniel Jones right now, okay? He had a really good game today, and he didn't have Malik Neighbors out there, okay, our stud wide receiver. He didn't have him out there, okay? And he played probably his best game of the season, ironically, which is crazy to me, but he did. And that Seattle defense coming into this game has been playing really well. And I know they didn't play great against Detroit on Monday night, and we're playing them on a short week. But that's a tough team, the tough defense to play, man. And especially the way they embarrassed us last year at MetLife Stadium and embarrassed Daniel Jones. I thought that he played a hell of a game today, man. Y'all know me. I'm not the biggest Daniel Jones guy, but I'm fair with everything I talk about when it comes to any of our players, including Daniel Jones. And then when he does good, I gotta bring it up. And when he does bad, I bring it up. But the last couple of weeks, he has not been the reason we have lost games. Okay? He is not. And I thought today he had the offense on time, okay, moving the chains. He made the right reads. He didn't really put too many balls in harm's way at all, really. He was on target. I thought if it wasn't for some drop passes by Wandell a few times in key spots, with Darius Slayton in key spots, his numbers would have been even better. Even better. Let's get to the chat. What's goody, bro? Jones had a good game with less weapons. Go figure. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy to think that, but that's exactly how it went today. He had a really good game today. I gotta be honest, man. I can't even come out here and act like I didn't see what I see, man. And I know there's gonna be a lot of Giant content creators that are not gonna give the guy credit. I get it, whatever. Y'all feel how you feel. I'm not telling anybody how to feel about the quarterback future of this team. Everyone's opinion is valid, in my opinion, because this is where we're at as a franchise with our guy right now, trying to figure out who is our guy. But the guy has played much better in the last few weeks, and he played very well today. Very well today. Okay? And we're going to get to the numbers. Y'all don't believe me? I'm going to put the numbers up. I'm going to put the numbers up, man. Daniel Jones was 22-34, 257 yards, 2 touchdowns. I think he had about 38 yards rushing. Now, when you first glance at the numbers, you're like, 22-34, 257 yards, 2 touchdowns. Not bad, not great, whatever. No, there was a lot of key drop passes in this game, and his numbers will be looking better than that. He was clearly the better quarterback on the field today. He outplayed Geno Smith. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. He moved the ball. He had the ball. He had the ball moving, and he looked like he was more decisive with his reads. Very good game plan, I thought, by Brian Dable today. I thought, he had a good mix with the run and the pass today. And we're going to talk about the run in a second, which I think was a very, very big key to this game. But Daniel Jones played pretty good today, man. He was very good today, I thought. He was on time with everything what he needed to do and never really put the ball in harm's way today. And without Malik Neighbors out there, I think we need to bring that up. Man. Okay? He played very well without his top receiver. And you know what? It goes to show you if Neighbors would have played, we probably would have beat them by more than 9 points today. Okay? Because Daniel Jones was the best offensive player on the field today, which is crazy to think, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Tyquan Lewis, what's good, bro? Yes, sir. Salute, giant salute, bro. What's going on? I know you're happy with the win like me. And I know like me, you're kind of shocked too of how well Daniel Jones and this offense played without Malik Neighbors today. I mean, you got to bring it up. It can't be overlooked, man. It can't be overlooked. Daniel Jones played very well today, and he was the best offensive player on the field today, in my opinion. He was. Those drop passes would have made his numbers look a lot better. So we got to talk about that. But I thought Tyrone Tracy, okay, listen. I'm going to talk about it because I said this weeks ago, and I've been saying it for weeks, that Devin Singletary, if he is not careful, okay, that this kid, Tyrone Tracy, who this regime drafted, okay, pretty high equity, okay, considering running back slots, this guy, when he gets healthy after that preseason injury he had that put him back behind, if Devin Singletary is not careful, this kid is going to come in and he's going to take his job because the talent is clearly there. He is the most talented running back in the room. And I'm not even mad at Singletary. I like Singletary. I do. He's solid. But those fumbles are killing me. I can't ignore those fumbles, man. He's got a fumbling problem, and that's no good. I'm a little old school. I'm sorry. But the number one job for a running back is to secure that rock because he's going to touch the ball more times than not than any player on the offense besides the quarterback. Okay? It cannot be ignored. He played very well today. 18 carries, 129 yards, 7.2 per a carry, no fumbles. How about that? When this offense doesn't have a running back fumble the ball, look what happens. They move the ball. They move the ball very well. Very well. Tyquan Lewis says he did his thing today. Yeah, he did. Yeah, Daniel Jones did his thing today. And so did Tracy. Yeah, he is a beast, man. He is a beast, Tyquan. This guy has the talent. I saw it. I saw it in college last year. I didn't really look at a lot of those games that he was in, but I do know that he was a converted wide receiver. And every time that I saw him play in college, he always fell forward, got the tough yards. When I saw him in preseason, he looked like the most talented back in our room. And he got his start today, and he showed that, man, Singletary better watch it. I know they paid him, so they'll probably go back to him when he's healthy. But this kid has to get more carries. He's got to get more touches in the game. None of this running back by committee stuff. It should be at least 50-50 with them until there's a decisive guy that we can do things with. Okay? Mew, what's goody, bro? I'd rather give more credit to the offensive coordinator. Yeah, I know you do. But listen, Mew, you got to be honest, man. You got to be real about it. He played well today, okay? We played well today. And yes, Dable did call a very good game, which I did mention. He called a very good game. The game plan was solid, okay? He had a nice mix with run and pass. But let's be honest, man. That Seattle defense is solid, man, especially in their building. And Daniel Jones played well today. It's okay, man. It doesn't mean that your opinion on the guy going forward isn't wrong. But you got to be honest and give the guy credit. He led this team in the offense. They were very good today, and they did not They did not turn the ball over and give the other team short fields and hurt our defense. He played well today. You got to be honest about it, brother. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying you're wrong about how you feel about the guy. Everybody's entitled to that. He's got a lot to prove, but let's be honest, man. He was good today. He was good. Got to be honest about that. I'm tired of Gray. Yeah. Let me get this out the way because I'm about to talk about Tyrone Tracy in a minute in this team. I'm telling y'all right now. I'm ready to cut this guy. I'm ready to cut Eric Gray. He sucks. I don't care what anyone tells me. I've had enough of him. The guy fumbles when he gets a return. He's not a returner. And some of that is Brian Daboll's fault for keep trying to do that with him because he's clearly not a returner. But he fumbles it when he's returning the ball, and now he fumbles it at the freaking goal line. At the freaking goal line, man. Enough of this guy. Get this bum out of here. I'm sorry. He's a bum. I don't care what anyone tells me. I'm not going to fight it no more. I try to give the guy a chance. I'm sorry. He sucks. Okay? He sucks. He should be a third string back at best. And honestly, it's borderline when Singletary comes back if the guy should even dress on game day. I'm sorry. He keeps fumbling the freaking ball, man. That was a big momentum play when they did that, man. We were cooking, moving the ball at will, going up and down. All he has to do is hold on the ball, and he fumbles the shit at the goal line. And I don't want to hear it was a bang-bang, could have went either way, and he probably crossed the goal line. He gave the ball up. It's the bottom line. I don't care how late it was in the play, and I don't care how early it was. He gave up the ball. He sucks. He cannot have the ball in his hands too many touches, and if that's the case as a running back, he should not play. He has a fumbling problem. I'm sorry. Cut him. I've had enough. Get Turbo Miller on the roster. Let him get the third string back carries. Get this Gray out of here. He is worthless on this team. He doesn't serve a purpose. He sucks. I'm tired of it, man. That was a big time momentum play when that happened. The Giants could have easily got down and folded after that. And that was a killer, that momentum play, man. Killer. And we all know when you're playing in Seattle, okay, you get that crowd involved, okay? Just like that, the momentum starts, it's hard to get it back. And that's why I feel like Brian Daboll's play calling and Daniel Jones and Tracy deserve a lot of credit for this win because they didn't fold and they kept being on schedule and they shook it off. And the defense played very well for most of this game as well, which we'll get to in a minute. Get this Eric Gray the F out of here. He sucks. He has no purpose on this team. I am tired. And Singletary better watch it too. Because I'm not into the running back fumbling thing. I'm not into it, man. I'm not. And I know they won't cut Singletary if he continues to fumble because of the contract they gave him for this year. But Gray, get his ass to the pine. Let him sit there, practice squad him, or cut him. I'm done. Turbo Miller, bring him up. That's it. I'm done, man. He sucks. Yeah, he is. I mean, come on, man. He definitely got to go. Yes, Sam. He definitely got to go. Get him out of here. The number one job of a running back is to secure the rock and play up first, second down, move the chains. Fumbling the ball? Get out of here, man. Get this guy out of here. Every time he's in the game, something bad happens. I don't know if it's confidence or what it is, but all I know is it is what it is. I see him on the field, bad shit happens. Get him out of here. Get him out. Muse says we should go get Dalvin Cook for the Cowboys practice squad. You know what? At this point, I would take Cook wash stats right now. I would take him. Get this Eric Gray dude the F out of here. Get him off the team. I'm tired of it now. I can't do it no more. Last year, he was fumbling returns last year, and I couldn't take it. And I had an open mind coming in, y'all. I did. I said in preseason, I said, hey, he looked pretty okay in preseason when he was running the ball, but that's preseason. When the games count, when the lights are on, you got to perform. And every time the lights is on, this bum keeps fumbling the freaking ball. Get him out of here. Get him out. Or trade for Trey Benson. Oh, you talking about the Arizona running back? They're not getting him. You kidding me? They're not getting him. Arizona loves that kid. They drafted him this year. They're not going to get him. They're not going to get him. No. And I believe Connor's deal is up after the season. So I think they're probably ready to transition those duties next year to him from Connor. You know, and it's not a bad idea, Mew, but you know what? I don't see that happening. They just drafted that kid this year. Singletary is the coach's son. Ain't no cutting him. Yeah, I know what you mean. I think it's more to do with the fact they gave him $6 million this year for 1 year. So they could just easily move on from him after the season. I get that. You know what I'm saying? But this Eric Gray kid, get him out. He serves no purpose. Okay. Hey, listen. Take the L, Shane. Take the L. Take the L on the draft pick. It is what it is. Or just send him to the practice squad and don't dress him on Sundays. I've had enough with this guy. He sucks. I had enough. I was hyped up when watching that drive, and this freaking guy goes to the goal line, fumbles the ball. And I said it, and on everything I love, I said it to myself. When they took Tracy out and put this guy at the goal line, I said, oh, man, I hope this guy don't fumble the ball, man. That was the first thing I did. And they were at the freaking 1 yard line, and I'm like, instead, I should be like, oh, yeah, let's score. Whoever is the ball, our offensive line cooking, we're going to score. But when I see number 20 in, I'm like, oh, man, I just hope he don't give the ball up. When I have to feel like that, that means he's got to go. Get that bum out of here. Get him out. Get him out. Yes, Latin 2882, salute, bro. Good win for us on defense. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. We're going to talk about that right now. Because that defense was solid. But I also want to mention the Giants had 175 yards rushing today. 175 yards rushing. Listen, when you can get 175 yards rushing out of this offense, more times than not, the Giants should win that game, in my opinion. Especially if the quarterback does not turn the ball over. And that's what happened today. They dominated this game for the most part, man. For the most part. Matter of fact, let me go to the numbers here as a team. Okay? The total yardage was also up again. Total yards. We won the total yardage. 420 total yards of offense without Malik Neighbors. That is crazy to think, but it happened today, y'all. It happened today. And a big part of that was because the yards rushing with Tyrone Tracy and, of course, the quarterback. Daniel Jones played well today, man. He played well today. He never put the ball in harm's way. He played well today. And honestly, his numbers would have been better if it wasn't for some drop passes in key spots. Got to be honest about that, man. You know what I'm saying? Definitely his best game of the year to me. This was the best game of the year for Daniel Jones today. It is what it is, y'all. Now, can he build off this is the next step. Because from what I'm seeing lately, it's been an uptick since week 2. Little by little, it's been getting a little better, gradually. Nothing crazy. Not franchise quarterback numbers or nothing like that by any means, but solid numbers and team football like that. You play like that, your defense plays well, a lot of times you'll be in games. He has not been the reason we've lost the games we've lost. Okay, besides week 1. He was terrible in week 1. There's no getting around that. But week 2, since week 2 has been a steady progression of solid play, a little more. Today, he did it without Malik Neighbors. Now, everyone knows me. I'm on the Neighbors train, man. I fucks with Neighbors. That's my guy. I love that kid. I think he's a stud. And to me, he's already proven he's the best wide receiver in New York. Let's get into that. No shade to Garrett Wilson or the Jets. He's a solid player. I like him. But he's having problems in what, year 3 now? And he's got a better, you would say a better quarterback on paper with Aaron Rodgers. He knows he's old. Listen, Malik Neighbors is taking the lead by storm so far this year, and I hope he's okay for next week. Obviously, Giants played it smart. Did not play him, did not dress him today with the concussion from 10 days ago, playing outside of a precaution, and I'm glad they did. And it was the right decision because they got to win today. Listen, Daniel Jones played well in his best game without Neighbors. Okay, so let's hope that when Neighbors is ready to come back, it's only up from here. It's only up from here. Yes, Tyrone had 129. Yes, he did. 129 yards. 18 carries. 18 carries with 2 targets. Yes. Mew And Mew and Taekwon, you guys nailed it. Imagine this kid keeps getting fed the ball. In my opinion, he's our best running back. He should be starting soon. I'm sorry. If you in the winning games, and that this regime has to do the right thing. Singletary has a fumbling problem, man. It is what it is. He's got a fumbling problem, and now he's banged up. A guy that never misses games, actually, which is something I always did like about Singletary. He's a very durable running back for a running back position. We all know it's a very demanding position. They get banged up a lot. He usually plays. So listen, take your time with him. If he can't play next week, so be it. Give Tracy the rock. He needs to start right now. He needs to play. Go with the high hand. He has shown something, and we already know that he has a prowess with the pass catching. With the pass catching, he was a former receiver, so we know that he has that in his game. We know that. In fact, little by little with the game plan, when Singletary was playing, Dable has used him more so in the pass game. So we know he's got that. This kid is going to run like this between the tackles and everything. He's a 3-down back, in my opinion. You can't take him off the field as long as he's decent in pass protection. And I didn't see any glaring issues with pass pro today either with him either. So, and that's something I do want to give Singletary credit for. I'm not going to do that. I'm a fair dude. I evaluate everything. Singletary is very good in pass pro for a running back. So that does hold weight. But if this kid, Tracy, continues to keep looking like he's developing well, you got to play him more. You got to give him more snaps. I'm sorry to say it. Mew says, let's see what Tyrone can do against the Bengals because as of right now, it's on prime time. Yeah. That's going to be a key game Monday night. And now, after last week's, was it 10 days ago when we lost that game on Thursday night to the damn Dallas Cowboys, when the game that they should have had, okay, I said it. The Giants have to save their season, and they're on the brink because they cannot lose any of these next 2 games. They're winnable games, okay? They are winnable games. It won't be easy, but they're winnable. They're winnable games. And they did it today. They got one of them today, and they played very well today. They went into Seattle and got one. So that's a good sign that they're ready to try to get something done because the Bengals, who with the talent they have, can't get out their own way. Now, in a way, that's kind of scary, too, because you would think law of averages, they're due. But it is what it is. It's a winnable game, and it's going to be at MetLife on a Monday night. So let's see what happens. And that's an issue. This team has to play well on primetime games. It's been a bugaboo for years. We all know the record and the story with Daniel Jones on Monday nights and primetime games. It's not a good record, not well. But let's see what happens going forward with that. But that's a story for another day. I also want to get into this defense, man. This defense has 7 sacks today. 7 sacks again today. Another high number for this defense. 3 for Dex alone. 3 for Dex. Let's talk about how this man has to get more credit. He is the best interior defensive lineman in the NFC. And the only reason why I'm not saying he's the best interior defensive lineman in the NFL is because Chris Jones plays in Kansas City still. He's alive. That guy's a dog. We know the deal. Dex is right there, though. He's getting closer to that. Okay? This man, what he does every week, with the attention that he gets on that D-line every week. He had 3 sacks today, man. Matter of fact, let me look at the numbers real quick of what Dex did today because he balled out. No question about it. No question about it. Okay. So Dex, he had 4 tackles, 3 sacks, all over the field. Okay, all over the field. Speaking of all over the field, shout out to our rookie safety, Tyler Nubin. He had 9 tackles out there. He was all over the field, playing his butt. And also, Deonte Banks, he gets some love too because he's been getting torched the last few weeks. And I thought he played pretty freaking good today. I did. Okay. The receivers on over there, they're a very talented core. Over there. Okay. We all know the deal. Geno has a lot of weapons to throw the ball to on that side of the ball for them. Okay. I thought DJ Metcalf did not have a tremendous game because I was a little concerned with that coming into the game. That Metcalf might play pitch and catch with Geno today, the way Deontay Banks has been playing lately. And he played pretty good. He didn't go out there and hurt us and kill us. Yeah, let's see. He had 4 catches, 55 yards. Okay. You'll take that. When you deal with those kind of caliber receivers, you gotta take those games. That's a win for the Giants on that one. Okay, that's a win. And they stopped the run. They stopped the run today. Kenny Walker only had 5 carries for 19 yards, and Charbonnet 2 catches, 11 yards. So they did a good job. Their leading rusher was Geno Smith, who had 4 carries, 72 yards, and most of that was on a big run, 32 yards, some craziness from why Bowen is playing so soft late in the game. That's a story for another day, man. I got a little aggravated about that too. But other than that, you got to say that's a win for the Giants, man. That's a win. Now, they didn't force a turnover as far as getting an interception or anything, but Geno Smith, his numbers are kind of skewed because most of that was yardage in the last couple of drives when they were playing from behind. Okay? They contained them today. They did. They contained them today. They did. You know what I'm saying? And you got to give them credit on that. You got to give them credit on that. Yeah, I love Dex too. Dex is a monster. He's a monster. He's a freak of nature. He's the type, they don't make DTs in interior alignment like that, man. Definitely. Yes, Blaze says Burns and Tibbs were funneling Geno into that interior. Yeah, they had solid games too. Absolutely. I thought Burns played pretty good today too, man. Got a big sack on a 4th down. That was a big play in the game too. They had a lot of momentum and was kind of teetering whether they were going to go on a run and pass us through in that score. But that was a big sack by Burns in that game on 4th down. That was a big play. A big play. Let's look at Burns' numbers today. 2 tackles, a sack. He had a couple of hurries. All right. Trending up, I would say. Thibodeau, I thought, had a decent game too. He had a half a sack, had some hurries too. So the defensive line played good. And it's amazing to me. It's amazing to me that this coordinator that we have, Bowen, okay? I got to talk about this for a minute too, okay? It's amazing to me how his philosophy is, I get it. I love the fact that he wants to stop the run because I'm all in on that. I'm a point of attack guy, so I want that. That's good. But when he keeps playing this soft zone crap and gives up these chunks of yardage, and then when he goes into when he gets aggressive and he sends these exotic blitzes and the defensive line starts to cook, man, stick with that. Stick with it. Clearly, when the Giants defense plays aggressive, good things happen. And you know what? They're built that way. The strength of the defense is the defensive line front 7. Point of attack. You got one of the best in the game in Dexter Lawrence. You got Thibodeau out there. You got Brian Burns, who you paid all this money to do that. Send them. Go with that. Especially when we have such a very young secondary in the back end that is talented but young. They're going to make mistakes. And if you leave them out there to just sink or swim against better offenses every week, they're gonna lose in key spots. When they're ready for it, then you do that. But clearly, when the Giants defense is aggressive, when they're aggressive, they are very, very good in the pass rush. Honestly, if you look at the numbers over the first, 5 weeks, they're up there in sacks for team sacks. Team sacks, man. I mean, every time I see them send them blitzes, man, I'm like, let's go. Attack. Bowen has to see what's going on. He's got to say, you know what? No square pegs, round holes. My personnel, I have to go with the strengths. I have to. So every time this season, whether it was the Washington game, a game they should have won, that we're going to be kicking ourselves at the end of the season where we did not win, okay? They had a big sack game. Cleveland, you saw what they did to Cleveland. They against a really good offensive line. What was that? 8 sacks that day? I mean, it's there. It's there. You got to go to it, and you gotta just say, you know what? This team is better when we go north-south and send them, not when we go east-west and wait for them to come in front of us. Okay? Dictate, be aggressive. That's what this Giant defense is built to do. And I'm glad Bowen has recognized that for the most part and is starting to play more so on that end of the line. Okay? And I need to see more of that going forward because I keep saying it. To me, on paper, this D-line is the best in the division. But the only way they're going to be able to prove that is if you put them in the best position to succeed. They have to play this style of play. Play aggressive. Enough of this sitting back, run to the ball, let the guy catch it and run the ball. No. Enough of that. Enough of that. You're doing disservice to your strength of your defense and the front seven, and you're putting your young pups in the secondary in bad positions. We got to do more of that, man. So, yes, 7 sacks today for this team, 3 by Dex. Tremendous job by his defense. And to be honest, hey, they really pretty much kept that Seattle offense in check most of the game, man. Okay, now they're not going to stop them for the road game, but for the most part, I mean, they had 333 total yards as a team, Seattle. But most of that, you have to say, came in when they were playing in desperation catch-up mode at the end of the game. The Giant defense controlled that. They controlled that game, man. And the Giant offense being on schedule, dominating TOP, running the ball, 175 yards rushing. That was the key to the game. Okay, that was the key to the game, man. Absolutely. And I thought the play of the game, speaking of defense, came on special teams. Isaiah Simmons blocked field goal. Wheaton ran that ball 60-yard touchdown return, which iced the game. Obviously, it was a big play. But I thought it was the biggest play of the game because they kicked that field goal. It's a big turn of events there, man. That's a big turn of events, okay? Because they tie that game, and then now the Giants have to go down there, and I'm not saying they wouldn't be able to, but you don't want to be in a position where you're trying to go down the field late in Seattle, hostile crowd and all of that, with all that momentum on Seattle's side. That was the play of the game. Isaiah Simmons getting over the guard, blocking the field goal, and that return iced it. That was the biggest play of the game. And that's how the Giants have to win games, folks. They got to play team football. Team football. There is talent on this team. There is talent on this team, but they're not where they can just be carried by one side of the ball and expect to win every week, especially against good teams. They got to play complementary football, all levels, offense, defense, specials. They got that tonight. They got that tonight from all 3 levels, and I'm real happy about that. Real happy about that. Okay, this Giant team is much better when they play that way. Okay, much better. Clifford, Clairville, what's goody? Salute, bro. Salute. Let's go Giants, baby. Good win today. Very good win today. Thanks for stopping in, chopping it up with me. Taekwon Lewis says Dex is a beast. He is killing it. Yeah, man, he's been killing it, man. I mean, he's killing it. Shit, I think he's got like 5-6 sacks already this year. I gotta fact check that, but it seems like last couple of weeks he's starting to get home a lot. He's starting to get home a lot, man. You know, I know there was some talk. What I like, this is another thing I like about Dex. He saw that there was some nonsense being put into the social media world about how he was getting dominated by that rookie center from Dallas last week, was a bunch of BS. Okay. When he was getting plenty of help the whole time, getting double and triple team. And Dex called out, he called him out for that. And you know what? He knew he had to show out tonight, and he did just that. He did just that. I love Dex, man. I love Dex. He's a jewel. Him and Andrew Thomas, only 2 things I'm giving credit to Mr. Gettleman for. Other than that, Gettleman could go kick rocks. But those 2 players, no doubt about it. He hit on those. For sure. Giants really needed this game today, and I'm really proud to see that they stepped up because, man, there's nothing worse than seeing this team, nothing worse than seeing this team lose to the Dallas Cowboys, to the Philadelphia Eagles. I hate it with my soul, But the mark of a team is how you bounce back, and they bounced back today. And the 3 stars of the game, to me, game balls go to Daniel Jones and Tyrone Tracy and his defense absolutely as well, because they controlled this game. Seattle, the numbers will miscue some of that, but this was the Giants game all the way. I thought from beginning to end their best game of the season, honestly. I know Cleveland's up there too. Cleveland was a really, really good game as well. But I just think with the circumstances of coming off a tough loss to Dallas on another primetime game, the Giants lose. Okay. Injuries to Malik Neighbors. Okay. Our star stud wide receiver. Okay. Our best player on offense. Okay. Not having him available in this game. Okay. The other injury, no Singletary, our starting running back. And we went out there and we kicked Seattle's ass today. The eye tests don't lie. They dominated this game, man. And it was a much needed win. It was a much needed win, man, because they're on the brink, folks. They're on the brink. Okay, you're coming in 1-3, and you're like, man, if we lose another game, we're gonna be 1-4. The season's basically done before Halloween. And make no mistake about it. Next week's game is a must-win as well. It's a must-win. If they want to save their season, you go out there and you go beat Cincinnati. You go out there and you hold serve in your building on national TV on a Monday night, and you go get a win. Now, see, Cincinnati's going to be tough. They're going to be a desperate team, man. And it's not like they went out there today and laid an egg, okay? They scored a lot of points today against a good Baltimore Ravens team and a good Baltimore Ravens defense. So the Giant defense is they're gonna have their hands full next week with that offense. But if you want to save your season, and if you want to be relevant and have a chance to have at least a season at all, you got to win these. You got to win this game. And I said it after the Cowboy loss. They need to save their season, and it starts against Seattle, and they have to beat Seattle and Cincinnati's next 2 games, get to 500 and get some momentum going, or they're cooked. And they did that today. Tyquan Lewis says, bro, we got to win next week, bro. On Sunday night, I'm ready to go back to MetLife. Yeah, no doubt about it, man. They got to win. This is a huge game coming up Monday night. Huge game. Okay? You're at home. And yes, Cincinnati's desperate, and they're going to be desperate as well. But you're desperate too, okay? You're a desperate team, and you're home, in your building on prime time. I'm tired of losing on prime time, man. I'm tired of that too. Every time we go on prime time, something happens and we lose. No, they got to do it today. They got to do it next week, and it starts today, saving their season, and they got the job done today. Black Fox 72, 29 reminds me of Eric Dickerson. Salute, Black Fox. What's goody? Giants salute, man. Yeah, I know what you mean. I do see what you're saying. I do. He's got that. Eric Dickerson, there's a lot of people that are in here that are not going to remember Eric Dickerson, but probably past their time, probably watching this channel. But for those who do, like Black Fox and myself and others that are watching right now, Eric Dickerson was definitely kind of similar. Tracy is kind of similar to Eric Dickerson because of the build, the body type. He also wore number 29 as well. But the body type, very hard to take down, always falling forward, strong at the point of attack when he gets hit, and usually Tracy does not go down on first contact, folks. He doesn't. I see it. I've been seeing it since he came to the Giants. He falls forward every time and breaks at least one tackle every time. They have to game tackle this kid to get him down, man. Especially when he's going into the line. He's always falling forward, man. No question about it. And that's how Eric Dickerson was. He was like that. He was definitely like that. Eric Dickerson in his prime was a tremendous back, one of the best I've seen, no doubt about it. And he would always fall forward. He was big and he was fast. You know what I'm saying? Like, he would break tackles, get in there, and once he got out that front seven, he was gone. And you could see it. Tracy has some similar qualities, man. He's got to start, in my opinion. He's got to start. I'm telling you, I said it before the season, and I'm gonna continue to say this. The eye test does not lie. Does not lie. He looks like he has the most talent in that running back room, and you see it. The offense just looks a lot more explosive when he's in the game. And it's not shade to Singletary. Singletary's a solid back, but he's got a fumbling problem, man. He's got a fumbling problem. And you know what? He don't have the juice, in my opinion, that I see in Tyrone Tracy. Black Fox says running style similar. Yeah, no doubt about it. That's a good call by you, Black Fox. That's a good call. They have a running style very similar, and you could see it. Like, when this kid gets going, man, he's tough to bring down. And I want to see. He broke out a couple of times in that front seven, and he kept going. They had to go run to the ball and push him out of bounds and game tackle him, man. He's got it. He's got it. Joe Shane might have stolen one there. He might have definitely stolen one. And for all the people who are complaining about Joe Shane's drafts the last couple of years or whatever, keep in mind, his first year when he came to the Giants, his scouts and his personnel team was not here. They still were from the Gettleman regime, okay? And after that, his drafts have gotten better and better the last couple of years, his last 2 years of his draft. And slowly but surely, the roster's starting to take shape. There's more talent on this team than the one that he had in 2022 when he first got here. And he might have stolen something from him. He might have stole this Tyrone Tracy kid. He might have did it. He might have did it. No doubt about it. Yeah, I believe you. Yeah, he should be starting, man. No doubt about it. He should be starting, in my opinion. The Giants are going to have to look at that going forward, especially if Singletary. And in my opinion, you let Singletary rest until he's healthy. Rest until he's healthy. Go either cut Eric Gray bum ass or send him to the practice squad and bring up Turbo Miller. Let him get some touches as well. Get him. See what you have there. Because this looks like this kid Tyrone Tracy can be a workhorse back. He looks like he can. He's a 3-down back, in my opinion, as long as his pass pro checks out. I mean, if the pass pro checks out, how could you keep him off the field? Because he's already your best receiving running back as well. Already. No doubt about it, man. Black Fox also says Daniel Jones looking good. If we can hold on the ball, we cooking. Yeah. He's been playing better. As I mentioned earlier in the show, it's been a little upcline, little by little, week to week. He's been getting a little better. Nothing crazy, but a little better. There's been progress. Today, I thought was his best game of the season. He controlled the game, never put the ball in harm's way. For the most part, he was very accurate today. There was a lot of drop balls in key spots by the receivers today. Okay, with Wandell had a couple of key drops, that they got to clean that up. Slayton as well, and Slayton did have a good game today. I want to also bring that up, and it seems like, and my buddy TP, the TP Way the Giant, who I do a show with, the NYG Lieutenant Show. We were talking. He was on last week's live with me, and after the Cowboy game, he brought up a good point. It seems like Darius Slayton plays better when he's the number one receiver, but when he's the number two receiver, he can't catch a cold. He's getting banged up, running the wrong route, whatever. For some reason, which is inexcusable, he only plays decent when he's the number one wide receiver. Well, he was the one wide receiver today because Malik Neighbors did not play, and he had 116 yards and a touchdown today. He's got to play better when Neighbors is on the field, man. He can't be like, oh, I only play better when my bestie Daniel Jones is throwing me the ball most of the time. That's not how it goes. It's about team. It's about team football. When your numbers call, you make the play. Stop dropping balls. He had another drop today or two, I believe. But I know he dropped the ball today. But for the most part, he was solid. Yeah. Our wide receivers were pretty good today. They just got to stop dropping the ball. But listen, Daniel Jones has to get some credit tonight. No Malik Neighbors, and he played good. He played his best game of the year. So hopefully, this is the start of momentum of him getting even better next week, because I expect Malik Neighbors to play. Now, concussions are funny. We got to see. We can't just assume. But the fact that it's a Monday night game gives them extra time to get him ready. Hopefully, he's healthy enough to play. And Daniel Jones and this offense could keep getting better. Keep getting better. That's the name of the game, man. It's team ball. The only way the Giants are gonna get out of this hole is if they play team complementary football. They have to. That's the only way. That's the only way to get out of this hole, man. So that's gonna wrap up the show tonight. Giants with an upset win. They beat Seattle Seahawks 29-20. Best game of the year, in my opinion, for Daniel Jones and the offense. Tyrone Tracy balled out, 128 yards on the 18 carries. Hey, man, Giant defensive line showed up as well. Again, another big sack performance. Had 17 sacks today. Dex with 3 sacks, man. Just a great performance all around from this team, man. I'm very excited to see that, man. Very excited to see that, man. Appreciate you, Blaze. Good show, bro. Appreciate it, man. Yes, sir. It always feels better when it's a Giant win, baby. You know what I'm saying? You know me, guys. I got to keep it 100 at all times, man. But feeling good about that. Giants got the win today. Tyquan Lewis, we the last comment of the night. Be safe, bro. Let's go, Giants Nation. Yes, sir. Let's go, Giants Nation. We get to have a good week. Victory Monday. How about that? Second time this year, we'll have a Victory Monday tomorrow. I'm excited about that. Just makes the work week much better. I know y'all agree with me. I know y'all agree with me, man. When when you're a diehard, appreciate you too, Black Fox. Salute to you. It just makes everything better when the Giants get a win. Your work week is better. Your week with your family's better. And suddenly things don't bother you as much. So hopefully we keep that up. You know what I'm saying? And we keep building off this, because that's the bottom line. Now the next key is, can we build? Can we build off of this? Can we start to put wins together? That's the key. Okay? We could have put wins together if we would have held on and took care of business against Washington with the kicker fiasco, because we beat Cleveland the following week. Okay? After we beat Cleveland, we lost to Dallas on Thursday night. Can the Giants put more than one win together? Because if you do that, guess what? The team morale goes up. Okay? You start to build momentum. Suddenly the confidence is there. Suddenly our fan base starts to get a little excited. Like, hey, you know what? Maybe we got a better chance than we thought after a tough start. So let's see what happens next week, Monday night against Cincinnati Bengals. Go out there and get the job done, Giants. Go out there and hold serve and start putting this thing together, man. Start putting this thing together, okay? Because that's the next key. Can we build? We will find out shortly, very soon. Before we go, that wraps up tonight. Before we go, I just want to shout out to everybody out there chopping it up with me. I appreciate all of you. I just want to remind the newcomers who might be coming through watching the show, how about you come through and like and subscribe to this channel, to Born for Sports. Hey, you're a Giant fan, you want to stop by here because you're going to get the real every time, man. You're going to get the real. I'm going to always give it to you straight, okay? And this channel is getting going, man. I got a lot to give here. I talk Giants, I talk Knicks, I talk Mets. We all know the Mets are balling in the playoffs, so we're getting into that as well. Knicks are getting started, but Giant fans, come through. Salute to you, man. Salute to you coming through and sticking with this team along with me. Let's go out there and get a win. Like and subscribe to Born for Sports, y'all. I'm out. Let's get another win Monday night. Enjoy the Victory Monday in the work week. Let's go, Giants, baby. Let's go, baby.